For our Devar Torah, we'll be doing a little discussion activity in small groups and then having some representatives come up and talk, and we'll be doing memories of mothers and grandmothers. And then afterwards, we'll do Kiddush and Motzi in the auditorium with a wonderful oneg that Watts has sponsored for us. So I'd like to call up our Watts past presidents to light the Shabbat candles. And that is page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Okay, now we're going to go to the bottom of page 9, and we're going to read that little bit responsively. We offer thanks to God for the Shabbat,
which
unites us in faith and hope.
For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories, glowing even in darkness. For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessings, O God.
Okay, now please join in singing Hine Matov on page 10 at the top.
Hine matovu anayim, shevet akim gam yakan. Hine matovu anayim, sorry guys, shevet akim gam yakan. Hine matov, shevet akim gam yakan. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad.
Please turn to page 145 for the Hatzi Kaddish and join me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach urtei v'yamlik mahutei b'chaye hon uv'yomechon u'kayete kol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uv'izman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach leolam u'me'amaya yitbarak yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei l'kedusha b'richu le'la min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nehemata damiran b'alma v'meru. Amen. Please rise for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Le'olam va'ed. continue at the bottom of page 147 together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ari Arabim. We continue with the singing of Ahava Olam. You could be seated for a minute.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Tamcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu v'madeta, Otanu v'madeta. Akein Adonai Eloheinu b'shomenu, U'echleinu etzliach b'chukacha, V'nizmach lidirei torachta, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki ha'enu, ve'orech yameinu, U'ba'em legeyim al-fadaya, Ve'almayim al-malaya, Ve'ahavtcha al-taser, Ve'meinu le'lamim, Baruch Adonai, Ohei Amo Yisrael, Ohei Amo Yisrael.
Please rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vayed.
You may be seated, and please join us for the chanting of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'adecha ve'hayu hadarim ha'elem asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'betecha u'vletecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'kumecha u'kshatam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktatam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha leman tizcheru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elochem. Ani Adonai Elohim asher hoseti etam me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohim. We continue with Mi Chamocha on page 152.
And we're going to, after Mika Mocha, we'll sing Miriam's song, which is on 342. Go right from one to the other.
Everybody needs to sing really loud because you can see we're struggling up here.
342.
342.
Bring it on. Okay, let's see how this works out. Once they got across the other side, she picked up her timber on her hand.
Women dancing with the timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And the women dancing with the timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've invited. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one whose blank of history. With every thread and every strand she found in her delight. A woman touched with spirits that she danced towards the light. And the women dancing with the timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and sung the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the seas, the wonder of his miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part without the roundstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with the timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced all night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song and chasing birds at night. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. And the women dancing with the timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. The women dancing with the timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
Okay. To the rhythm of I Like to Rock. Sorry, I can't get turned off. Okay.
Please rise for the tefillah.
155. That's it.
I'm on the wrong page. No, I'm on the wrong page, sorry. No, I'm sorry, we're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there.
Sorry. We're on page 153, and we're going to read the English together for the Hashkivenu. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Over all we love. Over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai. Haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. And now, please turn to page 154. We're going to sing Yismechu, the delight of Shabbat.
Okay, yeah. Yismechu v'malachutaka, shomorei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka, shomorei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Amizmor et Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Vashmir razitabo, kirashto Shabbat. Emdad yamim, lauto karatza Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Zeker, lemase bereshit Shabbat. Zeker, lemase bereshit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutaka. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat.
Page 155.
Please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sirvatai titach, ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your
So now our thoughts turn to our loved ones who are going through oh, I forgot a song. 164 for Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. V'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Okay, now we do the Mishaberak. So as I move my hand across the room, you all know the drill. Please share the names of those you'd like us to keep in our prayers this week. And to these names, we add those of Lev Dickerman, Teresa Todd, Paul Tackett, Al Unger, Beth Haberman, Fran Skall, Alvin Kason, Glenn Faschnach, David Rosenberg, Jim Todd, Eddie Abraham, Sharon Gould, Jay Tyson, Evan Gershkovich, Dixie Laramette, Cherry Stuman, Diane Levine, Judy Ryback, Chet Borgita, as well as the hostages who've been held in Gaza for over 216 days, and all of those who are recovering from physical, emotional, and psychological wounds as a result of the October 7th terror attack, victims of war between Israel and Hamas on both sides of the conflict. And now we say our Mishaberak on page 253.
Mishaberak Avotenu Mekor Havracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberak imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We pause now for a moment of silent reflection.
Oh, say shalom bimroma. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'alko Yisrael. Ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'alko Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. Ve'imru amen.
Okay, we're seated like on two sides of the room here, but we want you all to gather in small groups and share a little bit about your moms, your grandmas, your bubbies, any woman who was significant in your life growing up or now. And then if we could have maybe 3 of you, 4 of you come up briefly at the end of a few minutes and tell what the group discussed. This is Mother's Day weekend and a time to salute the ones who bore us, and hope to remember some of the good times and, and grieve a little bit too for the ones who aren't here anymore. So please gather, scooch around.
Talk among
We'll co- we'll co-
yourselves.
Talk
Wanna
amongst
be
yourselves.
here?
We can come down too.
Yeah.
anybody who would like
Okay, well, we hope you all had fun getting to know each other. Is there anyone who would like to come up and very briefly share something?
Come on up, Will.
You want to come up?
Come on. Come on up this way. We'll get you to speak into the microphone.
So our group talked about like how we appreciate our mothers because of their traditions, and like how some of our mothers were like good cooks, and they able to manage a bunch of things really good.
Good.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you. Who else would like to come share?
Come on up,
Oh,
Roz.
come on, Roz.
Well, I shared my time with Rich Goldwyn, and he told me about his grandmother who lived with him. She came to live with his family, I think he said 3 months before he was born. 5 months, 10 months. And how much he loved her, and he was very close with her. And he actually spent more time with her than he did with his own mother because his mother did work. So it was a really interesting story that he grew up with his grandmother, living with her, with the family, and he was very close with her. And as far as my mother and my grandmother, both my mother and my grandmother lived to be 100. And both of them developed dementia about the age of 96. And the thing that touches me about my mother, of course, naturally, I think she was a wonderful mother. But even during her dementia, she really knew very little. But she always knew my name, and she always called me by my name. So that was always surprising to me that she did remember who I was until the very end. So anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here tonight.
Okay. Anybody else? Helen?
Hi, Shabbat Shalom. I spent my time talking with that group right over there. And I really feel like some of them, their bubbies were more the product of the times, very strict, not necessarily very nice, just kind of sort of tolerant of children, but not really choosing to be. So unfortunately, there was definitely some of that, and some of them had their bubbies had passed away before they came around. So sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not. Of course, Joan's mom, Lottie, which anybody here who's got preschool or has kids in their 30s right now remembers Lottie from the JCC. And of course, if my daughters were standing up here, they'd probably be bawling their eyes out because they miss her so much. But just so love unconditionally. Just loved the babies, loved the little kids, and loved on them. So that's always a good legacy to have and to live up to. I didn't know my mom's parents. My dad was an only child, and his grandparents. I know this, if any of you know me at all, it's going to come as a big shock, but they were business owners. Were mercantile business owners in Riga, Latvia, and came to Chicago, landed in Chicago, did the same thing. So I have a picture of my great-grandmother with her long silver hair, but of course up in a bun, you know, with the long skirt, with the bustle in the back, and the high neck shirt, and the long sleeves, with a broom in her hand, standing in front of the store. But they went through a piano store, a furniture store, you name it, they had it. So that was a lot of fun, and kind of learned from my great-grandma. Never knew the grandfather, but learned from my great-grandmother a lot from that. So that's a good memory too. So anyway, next.
You gonna come on up, Mark? And just a plug, Mark is leading services tomorrow morning here at 10:30.
All by myself.
Nice.
So in our group, we found a theme which was writing. As me and the two others went through, we found that our mothers had left certain things that we found after they had passed away. So I won't tell you who's who to protect the innocent and the guilty. But one of the mothers was a bit of a flirt, and so she had all these picture postcards from boys who were in the Civilian Conservation Corps, and they'd send her all these picture postcards from where they were, saying, you know, how crazy it was that there were all these fireflies at night, or frogs, or whatever. And these were Brooklyn boys. Another one, his mother had moved away from their town and went to the big city, and she kept letters that were written to her saying, how you doing, everything okay? And she never answered them back. So that's, see. And a third had a boyfriend who was traveling across Europe, and when he went to a new country, he would send her money from that country and write, you know, sweet notes on them from each country he visited. So there we go. So you all see what your mothers are hiding.
Mothers keep secrets.
I don't blame you. That was cute.
Not a bad idea.
Marvin and I were talking with Kelly and with Lisa, and I think the common theme was that whether it was our mothers or our grandmothers, we all had someone who made us feel loved unconditionally. And 3 of us lost young mothers, and we didn't have them in our adult life as much, but I think they all laid the foundation of love for us, and that love should continue on to other people and the rest of the generations, grandchildren and students and all the children that come into your life. So happy Mother's Day.
Anyone else want to share?
My wife insists I tell the story about my grandmother, my bubby. She spoke Yiddish mostly. Anyhow, every once in a while she'd babysit me, and if it was on a Saturday night, she'd put on Lawrence Welk, and I'd have to dance with her, you know. So she wanted a cup of coffee, and we made the coffee. It was instant coffee, and we put the water in. And then she wanted some sugar, and we had this bowl, and we didn't know if it was sugar or salt. So we decided to put a teaspoon in, and then we'd taste it to find out. And we did, and it was salt, so we dumped it. But, you know, years later, I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking, why didn't we just, you know, put our finger... But I don't know. Anyhow.
Thank you all very much. I hope you had fun and got to know each other a little bit more. So now we call up Sandy Flaxman to share some announcements with us.
Listen, if Ross can stand down here, I can stand down here. I was still taller than my grandmother. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Shabbat services will begin tomorrow, beginning at 10:30. A memorial service for David Walls, a blessed memory, will be held at Temple Shalom at 3 p.m. on Monday, May 13th. Visitation will begin at 2 p.m. A Shiva Minyan will be held at Sheila's home at 7 p.m. on Monday evening.
Calvin George will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah on Saturday, May 25th at 10:30 a.m. Everyone is invited to celebrate with Calvin and his family. Please RSVP to Andrea Coven by this weekend if you would like to attend the Kiddush luncheon. Temple Shalom will celebrate its graduates at a special service Friday, June 7th. Please send the names of grads from preschool to grad school and the name of the school from which they graduated to Nancy Rennick by the end of May. In case you don't know, that's Nancy, okay. Join your Temple Shalom friends at the Speed Art Museum on Sunday, June 2nd at 1 p.m. Bill Hamilton, a docent and a good friend of Mark Smith, will be our guide. See new and old exhibits at no cost to you. The speed is free and so is parking. Contact Mark Smith to RSVP. Save the date. Our annual congregational meeting will be held on Sunday, June 9th, and the Men's Club will provide breakfast at 10 a.m. and the meeting starts at 11. Thanks to I can read this out. That's part of my thank you, so we can forget that part. Okay. Thank you for joining us for the special Mother's Day Shabbat and Oneg. We so appreciate Nancy, Susan, Lisa, and Kelly, who are beautifully leading our service, and they're a lot of fun, too. Our gratitude goes to those who generously contributed to our Mothers and Others tributes, and for Carol Sakovich's lovely flyer. And I really drove her crazy with it, trust me. If you did not pick up one, there are others on the table in the lobby. If you need extras to send to your loved ones, please let me know and I'll email you the original. And of course, thank yous for Setup and Schlepping, Robin Scarborough, Ross Schaefer, and Kathy Carr, who could not be with us tonight. Thank you to Mark Smith and Linda Klein for grape juice and cutting up the challah. And to those who stay to help clean up and take out the trash. Do I sound like your mother? Thank you. Okay, all right. Excuse me. I know this is for the bar mitzvah. And they're taller than I am.
And I think Rabbi uses it occasionally. Now I'd like to take a moment to count the Omer for tonight. We are in that period between Passover and Shavuos. I'd like to do just a short reading, and then we'll do the blessing on page 278 in Hebrew, then in English. The reading I have is from Isaiah 43:19. Take notice, the mystery calls. I am doing a new thing. Right now it is sprouting, and suddenly you will know it. So if everyone can join me there on page 278 with the Hebrew in the middle of the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sifrei Omer. And today is day 17 of the Omer. That makes 2 weeks and 3 days. So now we turn to page 282 for Elenu.
Samanu,
come now to the beginning of Kadishat home. There are stars up above, so far away we can only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is gone. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. And at this time, we call to mind those yard sites who occurred from May 5th, from Nisan 27 to ER 3, May 5th to May 11th. Maurice Cummings, the father of Norman Cummings. If you are here to observe a yard, if you are here to observe a yard site and would like to rise as your loved one's name is called, please do so, and we will rise together as a congregation to say the Kaddish. Maurice Cummings, father of Norman Cummings. Rita Horn, mother of Justin Horn. Molly Hornstein, grandmother of Jerry Rand. Matt Coven, father of Stephen Coven. Thelma Michelson, mother of Richard Michelson. Evelyn S. Steinman, mother of Sheila Wallace. And Blanche Teal, mother of Robert Teal. For the coming week, for this week, we also remember
No family. No family.
we read Judith H. Sharp. And we're in a period of Shivat for Marilyn Charnas, and we are in the most recent loss of David Wallace. Will the congregation please rise? Yit Gadal v'yishtabak v'yishma v'yorah hurate v'yamlik malhute b'chayehon u'yamechon u'chayet dekol beit Yisrael ba'gala v'yizman kariv v'yamaru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mibarak le'olam o'amei amaya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei k'usha v'rechu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbahata v'nehemata Damiran v'yama v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom v'yimroma Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. May the Father, source of peace, comfort all and comfort all the bereaved among us. Amen.
Okay, our final song is Kol Han Shema, and that it can be found on page 373.
Okay, you guys sing along. This is a good
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol Shema te hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Shema te hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol Shema te hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Shema te hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
everybody.
shalom. Please join us in the auditorium for the Oneg Kiddush and Motzi.
This one was here, right? Yeah. This one's like, look.